If you have ever had the chance to set foot on the Tibetan plateau, you might feel a chill when hearing about the unique and distinctive funeral custom of the local people. Sky burial, also known as celestial burial or bird burial. No written records clearly document when this tradition began, but it is believed to have originated around the 7th century. Instead of burying their deceased loved ones in the ground, Tibetans bring the body to the mountains to serve as food for hungry vultures. This ritual holds profound cultural and spiritual significance in the Himalayan region. It is an integral part of Tibetan Buddhism, symbolizing the liberation of the soul from the physical body. There are two forms of sky burial, basic and elaborate. Nomads and villagers in remote areas often practice the basic form, where the deceased is simply taken to the mountains for vultures to find. The second form is more complex and ceremonial. Lamas pray for their deceased, who is placed in a seated position for 24 hours. The body is then cleansed, wrapped in white cloth, and further traditional rituals are performed. To facilitate the journey to the sky burial site, a close family member or friend takes on the responsibility of escorting the body. The process of this custom can be overwhelming for the faint-hearted. The journey to the burial site begins early in the morning. Family members accompany the procession, chanting prayers and playing funeral music while maintaining a certain distance from the deceased. The body is placed face down on a stone surface, and Rogyapas, those who handle the bodies, or burial masters, burn juniper branches to create a fragrant smoke. This aroma is believed to guide the soul of the deceased and attract vultures to complete the ritual. Notably, Rogyapas perform their duties without solemnity or ceremony, chatting and joking as they would during any manual labor. According to Buddhist teachings, this helps the soul of the deceased transition more easily from the intermediate state between life and death to the next life. Tibet, spanning approximately 1.2 million square kilometers, and is home to the Himalayas and largely unexplored regions. Its population primarily lives at an altitude of about 5,000 meters above sea level. In this high plateau, the harsh mountain desert climate brings freezing winds. The Tibetan Plateau is the highest ecosystem in the world. Burying the dead under hard rock or ice is nearly impossible, and land is extremely scarce and valuable. Cremation is also challenging due to the scarcity of wood and fuel. However, hungry vultures circling the skies and wolves roaming the region are abundant. This answers the question of burial in Tibet. Given the region's conditions, sky burial is the most practical solution. Most Tibetans follow Vajrayana Buddhism and believe that the soul leaves the body upon death, leaving behind a mere shell. Vultures are revered as sacred creatures known as holy eagles. Tibetans believe that offering the body to vultures is akin to the Buddha feeding his body to a tiger to protect other beings. Thus, a body consumed by vultures is believed to ascend quickly to heaven. If the birds do not consume the entire body, the remains are collected for cremation. This belief stems from the fact that these bald-headed birds, with wingspans of up to 2 meters, feed only on carrion and harm no one, making them messengers of the gods in Tibetan spirituality. Naturally, everyone hopes their loved ones are received by these divine messengers after death, bringing happiness to the departed. According to Tibetan folklore, vultures will refuse to eat the body of someone who committed evil deeds in life. While some may view this mysterious sky burial tradition as barbaric, it remains a deeply ingrained cultural practice in Tibetan life. There are also many taboos surrounding sky burials in Tibet. Outsiders are not allowed to attend the ceremony, as Tibetans believe this could bring negative energy to the soul's ascent. Tourists should respect this custom and avoid such occasions. In addition to sky burial, Tibetan burial practices are diverse. including stupa burial, cremation, water burial, cliff burial, and ground burial, each depending on the individual's social status. Stupa burial. Stupa burial is the most sacred and noble funeral ritual in Tibet, reserved for Dalai Lamas, Panchen Lamas, and living Buddhas. When a Lama passes away, their body is drained of fluids, preserved with rare herbs, and adorned with gold leaf and saffron. The body is then placed in a stupa made of gold, silver, and copper, wood, or even clay, depending on the Lama's rank, and carefully preserved for worship. Cremation. Cremation is considered less noble than stupa burials and is used for high-ranking monks and aristocrats. The body is placed on straw and wood to be burned. The ashes of monks are stored in wooden boxes or clay urns and buried in hilltops, sacred land, scattered on mountaintops, or released into rivers. Ashes of living Buddhas or Lamas are often placed in a small gold or silver stupa and preserved alongside ancient Buddhist texts and treasures. Water burial. In water burials, the body is wrapped in white cloth and set adrift on a river. Opinions on this practice vary. In areas where sky burial is common, water burial is seen as inferior, often used for beggars or those of low social status. In contrast, in regions where sky burial is not feasible, water burial is widely accepted with sacred and solemn rituals. Cliff burial. Cliff burial is practiced in southern Tibet, with monks determining the appropriate burial method for the deceased. The body is placed in a wooden box and taken to a cave on a cliff, 50 to 300 meters above the ground. Ground burial. Unlike other parts of the world, ground burial is the least esteemed method in Tibet, reserved for those who died of contagious diseases or murderers. It serves two purposes: preventing the spread of disease and symbolically punishing the deceased by sending them to the underworld. Tree burial. Tree burial is used for children, particularly in Ningxi, southeastern Tibet, to shield other children from seeing the body. The deceased child is placed in a wooden box and hung on a tree in a remote forest. Beyond Tibet's unique burial customs, other cultures have equally fascinating practices. For example, the Ogorot people of the Philippines, in the Sagara region, about 8.5 hours from Manila, practice cliff burials. For over 2,000 years, they have placed the deceased in hand-carved coffins, which are then hung on cliffs, placed in caves, or balanced on mountain edges. They believe this brings the deceased closer to their ancestral spirits. Traditionally, the body is seated and tied to a rattan chair for the living to pay their final respects. The body is then smoked to slow decomposition before the funeral. Elders carve their own coffins and engrave their names on them in advance. Hanging the coffins on cliffs is a challenging task, requiring strong young men skilled in climbing to secure iron pegs into the rock. As the coffin is hoisted, family members stand below, believing that fluids from the decomposing body bring good luck. In recent years, curious tourists have flocked to Sagara to explore these cliff cemeteries, providing an economic boost to the Igorot community. In summary, these customs, though varied in form, share a common purpose: connecting the deceased with their ancestors, deities, or the afterlife. Have you ever witnessed a unique burial custom like these? Share your story in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to follow our upcoming videos.